morning, I'll be preaching on the topic, the quality of an effective leader. The quality of an effective leader. Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 30. I look for someone among them, one person among them, who will build up the wall and stand before me in the gap on behalf of the land, so that I will not have to destroy it. But I found no one. God said all he's looking for is one man that can stand in the gap. God said, if I can find one man, I will not destroy the land. And so in life, the most important position in life is the position of leadership. The success of any nation is not determined by followership. The success of any church is not determined by followership. The success of any family unit is not determined by followership. The success of any organization is not determined by followership. The success of anybody, any institution, is determined by one man who is the leader of that institution. And that is why when a company is about folding up, and the director just decided to hire a good leader, that woman comes into the system without sacking anybody. He turned the system around with the same staff that used to work there before, because the solution to the problem of life is leadership. Bring a white man into Nigeria. After 6 months, he will start jumping traffic lights. Because every human being is wired the same way. The reason why a white man will obey traffic lights in his land is because of the leadership that we enforce the law. The problem of Nigeria is that we have a leadership that will not enforce the law. And so if you want to be great in life, the only way to be great is to acquire leadership skill. If you don't have it, you cannot be a candidate for greatness. And too many people don't occupy a position of greatness. Neither do too many people occupy the position of leadership, because you need leadership skill to become great in life. And so this morning, I'll be talking about the quality of an effective leader. And this is a continuation of the sermon I started last Sunday. Last Sunday, I said that a leader will need service, humility, competence, hope, character, big vision, faithfulness to become an effective leader. But today, what are the qualities of an effective leader? Number one, an effective leader is an innovator who challenges processes. An effective leader is an innovator who challenges processes. As a leader, you must see things ahead of others. Every man that is married is a leader in his family. You must be able to see ahead of your family. Leadership is about foresight, because without foresight, there cannot be innovation. Those who can see what other people can't see cannot innovate. The secret of innovation is foresight, ability to see what most people don't see. And so if you want to be an effective leader, you must be an innovator, and you must be prepared to challenge processes. You must introduce new ideas. You must be willing to take risks in order to create change in the system. Now, becoming innovative, challenging processes, creating new ideas will require taking risks. I remember some time ago that we told the ushers of this church that we want to create the greeters out of ushers. He said, which one is greeter again? They resisted it. In fact, there was a major, it was more or less like a crisis in this church. Greeters are beefing ushers, because we took greeters out of ushers. Later, we said we want to take ambassador out of ushering department again, They resisted it again. That you are taking all our work. Are you not working now, ushers? Don't you have work you are doing? You have work, but you want more. There will be batteries, don't mind them. Now, we took ambassador out of the ushering department. They also resisted it. It became an issue in the church. Then finally, that time the ambassador people were excited. When I now made the ambassador that want to take the envoy out of them, they also came and said, why must we take envoy out of the ambassador? But today we are taking envoy out of the ambassador. And the combined strength of the ushering department, greeter, ambassador, and envoy is over 75. Imagine it's just one department. How will one leader manage it effectively? You don't even know where your members are. But today, because we have broken it down into smaller units, they are doing little things, they are not doing many things, and they are more effective in their work than the way it would have been if it was done the way it is done traditionally. And so for you to be a leader that innovates, you must be prepared to think out of the box. People may not see what you are seeing, but that is why you are a leader. If they see all you see, then you are not qualified to be a leader. A leader is the man that sees ahead, and that's why he can lead others. So for you to be an effective leader, you must be an innovator, and you must be able to challenge processes. First, Isaiah chapter 43, verse 19. The Bible says, behold, I will do a new thing, now it shall spring forth. God is a leader, and God is always doing new things. It is only a dead system that things remain the same. If you attend a church, and for the last 5 years, everywhere is the same, nothing is changed, not even a little touch of change, that church is dying. And if your life is not experiencing changes little by little, it shows that you are dying. God said, I will do a new thing. He said, forget the former thing. Leader is always thinking about new things. And so if you want your business to move forward, you must spend quality time to think about new things. That you are making money does not mean you can't make more money. That your customer is satisfied does not mean they can be better satisfied. The quality of an effective leader is to be innovative and to challenge processes. Why are we doing it this way? Why must we go through 7 steps to do it? Can't we collapse it to 2? Why must we wait 3 days before we do it? Can't it be done in 1 day? That is what leadership is all about. And until when you begin to think in that way and in that manner, you cannot be an effective leader. Number 2, an effective leader takes firm decision. An effective leader makes firm decision. Is a firm decision maker. They never allow popular opinion, pressure from people to influence them in taking the right decision. They know the right decision may not be popular decision. Now let me tell you, if right decision is always popular decision, everybody will be a leader. The reason why everybody is not a leader is because popular opinion is not always the right decision. And so if you are a leader, and the way you do your leader, what are people saying? What will please them? What will make them happy? Let's do it that way, because if we don't do it that way, they will not be happy. Then you don't have what it takes to be a leader. Because there are some things your follower will not see now. But when the result comes, it's like, we didn't see it this way, Oga. So this is what you are trying to tell us. That is what makes you to be a leader. But if there is no surprises, or if we are seeing the same thing they are seeing, you are not fit to occupy that position. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 24. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 24. Then Saul admitted to Samuel, yes, I have sinned. I have disobeyed your instruction and the Lord's command. For I was afraid of the people and did what they demanded. And this is the failure of leadership in our system today. Leaders who surround themselves with people that influence their decision making. people that will not give them the right advice. As a leader, you are supposed to take advice from people, but you take the final decision at the end of the day. And when you take it, you don't refer to the people. Can you see what Saul is saying? He's referring to the people because that was not his decision. Even when somebody has advised you, have you ever seen anybody writing a speech on behalf of the president? And he will say, this speech was written by me. The leader takes ownership. Every success in any organization, the leader takes ownership. And every failure in any organization, the leader takes ownership. It is a weak leader that passed the ball. That says, it's the people that are following me. You understand? The same way Adam told God, it is the woman that you gave me. It was a failure from day one. Because he refused to occupy his leadership position. God gave you commandment. Your wife came and said, this thing is sweet, and you took it. And you are saying it is the woman you gave me. Even at home, leadership is what determines the success of a marriage. And that's why when Jesus was talking about marriage, he said husbands should love their wife as Christ loved the church, that he gave himself for it. There is no husband that will run his family the way Christ is running the church, that his marriage will not be successful. But many of us it's the wife that is running the home. The wife is the leader in the home. You are not taking your leadership position, and that's why things are falling apart in your family. And that's why you can say it is the woman you gave to me. That is a statement of a failure. So take firm decision. Situation will arise that will require you to take firm decision in the matter of discipline, in the matter of laying off staff that are not productive in your institution. If you are a true leader, we will know. There are some leaders in this assembly that when I gave them instruction to go and do something, they prefer to mention my name. There are some I will say mention my name. There are some I will say go and do this thing in your department. They prefer to mention my name because they don't want to own that decision. They are not leader enough to own it. I remember sometimes ago, when I said they should ask all the security in the church that they have been relieved of their duty and the new security is coming. So I called from the house and I said, please tell them that they have been sacked. So when I got to my office, those security men came to my office and said, Papa, they said you want to see us. I said, I want to see you. For what? Because the person I gave the instruction to does not have the strength, the will to carry it out. Those are not quality of an effective leader. As a leader, you must be able to take the right decision, provided you know you are taking the right one. Number 3, an effective leader has a sense of humor. An effective leader has a sense of humor. He must be able to laugh with his followers and his staff. Let's see Psalm 2, verse 4. The Bible says, but the one who rules in heaven laughs. If the one who rules in heaven laughs, how many people are you ruling here on that you can't laugh? You are frowning from morning to evening as a leader. Any leader that cannot laugh with the people he's working with does not have a sense of humor. And you need this to be an effective leader. And that was why Jesus, in Mark chapter 10, verse 16, when they brought children to Jesus, his disciples were trying to push them away. Take these children away. But Jesus said, let them come to me, for theirs is the kingdom of God. Jesus has a very high sense of humor, and you need this to be an effective leader. Have you forgotten the story of David? When he was dancing with his subjects, and the man was wondering, how can the whole king be dancing among the women of Israel like this? David had a very sense of humor, because you need a sense of humor to be an effective leader. Laugh with people. Joke with them. You don't have to be joking all the time. But there are times you laugh with them. There are times you joke with them. You need this to be an effective leader. Number 4, an effective leader knows what to delegate. Acts of Apostles chapter 6, verse 3 to 4. Brothers and sisters, choose 7 men from among you who are known to be full of spirit and wisdom. We will turn this responsibility over to them. And we will give our attention to prayer and the ministry of the word. Now, I want you to pay attention. Let's go to the first verse, the initial one. Now, there was a crisis in the early church, crisis of administration, and the apostle wanted to delegate the role of administering food to people to other people. And so, but they know the qualification for those who will take this role. Never delegate any responsibility to people you don't know whether they are qualified for it or not. He said, okay, we are prepared to delegate this responsibility. But anybody who will delegate it to must be people that is full of spirit and wisdom. As long as you can get people like that, then we are willing to release this responsibility. And so they delegated the responsibility. In verse 4, look at what they say. And we will give our attention to prayer and to the ministry of the word. There are some things you can't delegate as a leader. And there are some things you should delegate as a leader. The apostle knew what to delegate and what not to delegate. And the failure of leadership today is that many leaders don't know what they should not delegate. Now, what are the things business owner must never delegate? Number 1, never delegate your mission, your vision, and your company culture or tradition. Your mission, the mission of your business, the vision of your business, the kind of culture you want in your organization, the value system, never delegate it to anybody. Then number 2, never delegate setting strategic direction for your institution. At the beginning of the year, as the owner of the business, you must chart a course for your organization. That responsibility must not be given to anybody. You are the one that will tell them this is the direction we are going in 2019. Then never delegate change rollout. What do I mean by change rollout? When there's going to be a major changes in your organization. Whether it was initiated by you or initiated by your staff, you must own it and be the one that is at the center of that change management. Any change that will affect your organization, the rollout must never be delegated. You must be in the middle to own the change. Whether it came from you or it came from a staff, you must own it and ensure the effective rollout of that change. Then never delegate hiring of key officers in your company without your involvement. Other people may interview them, but ensure you have a chat with them before the offer is given. Don't hire people and give it to a recruiting company alone. And you say because that is their profession. My driver is recruited from a company. But they send like 2 or 3 drivers to me first. I interview. And I said, this is the person I want. They must have done their own interview to screen out tout from among the people applying. Then I interview, I said, this is the person I want. Then they went and do their other medical tests, every other thing, and come and say, okay, we are giving you this staff. But never your key staff. To me, driver is a key staff. You understand what I'm trying to say? So your key staff, the recruitment of your key staff must never be delegated. Even if people are involved in the interview, you must be part of the process. Then never delegate your investor management. People that invest in your vision. in your business. They are your investor. The relationship with them, don't delegate it. You must have a personal relationship with them because they are investing in your business. The day you become so proud that you begin to send people to your investors, because the investors are actually the owners of the business. You begin to send people to them, they want to meet with you, you are never available. That is the beginning of your downfall as a business owner. Never delegate managing crises that can threaten your company. When there is a crisis, and that crisis is able to threaten the existence of your company, don't delegate it to the head of HR without being involved. At that moment, you must be involved in that crisis management as a business owner. Then never delegate the policy for staff compensation without your input. Let it not ever happen that somebody is earning 25,000 in your company, for example, and you are not aware that that is his income. Let it never happen that they determine salary for anybody in your institution without your knowledge. Business owner determine compensation. And that's why they create levels. Because you don't want to determine it per person, you have a band. If you are this level, this is your salary. And once people are higher in that level, you know what they should be earning. But never delegate your compensation plan for your staff to any HR head without your input as the business owner. Number 5 now. An effective leader is emotionally intelligent. An effective leader is emotionally intelligent. Emotional intelligence is something that people talk about regularly, but many people don't seem to understand what it means. Because when they talk about it only from one angle. Now, emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage your own emotions and those of the people around you. It's trying to balance your emotion and the emotion of the people around you. In Exodus chapter 14, verse 3, Exodus 14:3, Moses answered the people, "Do not be afraid." The people were afraid. Fear is an expression of emotion. And Moses, in trying to manage that emotion, told the people, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring to you today." God has not even promised him any deliverance as at that time. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see them again. Now let's look at verse 15. After telling people this, the same Moses now went before God and he was crying. I thought he had a solution in verse 13. All he did in verse 13 was to manage the emotion of his follower. But here he also is having an emotional problem. He has come to his own leader. And when God was going to manage Moses' emotion, he said, "Why are you crying out to me?" Can you see the approach? The way God was talking to him? Because God believed that he should know better. "Why are you crying to me? Tell Israelites to move on." And he got more confidence here, and he told the people to move on. And so, Moses had an emotional problem, but he didn't display it before his follower. He was sensitive to the emotion of his follower and tried to manage the emotion. And God himself sorted out in the presence of God. As a leader, in the moment of crisis, you don't cry when your members are crying. I'm not talking about grieving. There are some group people that may lose somebody. There is nothing bad if the leader also cries because the person lost is so dear to everybody. Even Jesus wept. But I'm saying in the moment of crisis, like when they were in the ship, and the disciples were telling Jesus, "Don't you care that we are going to perish?" Jesus was sleeping because he's a leader. He can't react the same way the disciples were reacting. So if you are going to cry in the moment of crisis, rather cry before God and be strong for your people. So as a leader, you must be emotionally intelligent. There is a man called Daniel Coleman. Daniel Coleman mention 5 key elements of emotional intelligence. And these 5 key elements is what everybody needs to be an emotionally intelligent leader. Number 1 is self-awareness. As a leader, you must know who you are. Know your emotional weakness and your emotional strength. And then the next one is self-regulation. Self-regulation is your ability to now regulate your emotional weakness in order not to affect the people you are leading. You must be able to regulate your emotional weakness in order not to upset your team member. Number 3, motivation. You must be able to inspire your team to work happily. Any leader that cannot inspire his team to work happily is not an effective leader. If people work under you, under duress, they are being forced to work, they are not happy doing the work, you may be achieving results, but you are not an effective leader. Then number 4 is empathy. You must have feeling for your followers. Always put yourself in their shoe before saying anything or doing anything. Put yourself in the shoe of your members before saying anything or do anything. Hebrews chapter 4 verse 15. He said, for we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathy with our weakness. But we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet he did not sin. The reason why Jesus is a good leader is because he has been where we are today. He can feel what we are feeling. And so, the 4th key of emotional intelligence is empathy. You must be able to put yourself in the shoe of other people before you can lead them effectively. And the number 5th key is social skill. You must understand relationship and communication before you can be emotionally intelligent. Ability to communicate, ability to relate with people. If you can't relate with people, you are not fit to be a leader. If you always say that I don't like associating, you may not be associating on a large scale, but anybody that comes your way in terms of business, in terms of work, you must be able to relate with them. You can't go out for a customer meeting and for 25 minutes you don't even know what to discuss with the customer. You understand? So if you don't have social skill as a leader, you are not qualified to be a leader in the first place. And social skill will involve relationship and communication. How to communicate your ideas. How to make people understand what you are selling. If you can't communicate your idea to people, you are not yet qualified to be a leader. And so, emotional intelligent leader ensure people working with them are motivated. He pays fair wages for any work done. He does not deny people their wages, whatever is due to them. James chapter 4 verse 5. The Bible says the wages you refuse to pay the people who harvested your field shall to God against you. Leaders who don't pay their workers' salary under any condition, the Bible says the wages they refuse to pay is shouting against them. If that business is not making profit, why are you making people to work and you are not compensating them? If you know the business is not making profit and you can't pay them salary, then shut down the business and allow them to go look for a job. They have done their own part by working for 30 days. They are saying, can you see now that we didn't make profit? No salary this month. God says all those salaries you are not paying. He's crying against you in heaven. Every leader must compensate people working with them adequately. As a family man, as husband, it is your duty to provide for your family. The feeding money you refuse to drop is crying against you in heaven. That feeding money you refuse to drop at home is crying against you in heaven because it is your responsibility as the head of the family to provide for your home. So, put the interests of your wife and your children ahead of you. It is the leader that is usually served last. And it is the leader that gets paid last. He may earn the biggest salary, but it's not paid until when other people are paid. So if you are traveling abroad, and you have refused to pay your worker, that money is crying against you in heaven. As you are inside that place, closer to heaven, just remember that the money is crying against you. Now, an effective leader that is emotionally intelligent does not talk to people rudely. He does not use words to keep people's self-esteem. He respects all, irrespective of age. He gives people respect because respect begets respect. He does not force people or put them under undue pressure. People working with him will make sacrifice willingly because of their commitment to the job. In Philemon chapter 1, verse 8 to 9, Philemon chapter 1, verse 8 to 9. Therefore, although in Christ I could be bold and order you to do what you ought to do. This is Apostle Paul talking. He said, he was talking to Philemon. And he said, I'm your pastor. I have the authority to be bold and order you to do what you ought to do. Verse 9. Yet I prefer to appeal to you on the basis of love. This is a man that is emotionally intelligent. He knows he has the right as the pastor to tell Philemon what he wanted him to do. But he said, I will rather appeal to you on the basis of love because he understood that leadership is not by force, leadership is by influence. Then in Philemon chapter 1, verse 13 to 14, let's see another. He said, I would have liked to keep him with me so that he could take your place in helping me while I'm in chains for the gospel. Verse 14. But I did not want to do anything without your consent, so that any favor you do will not be seen false, but will be voluntary. This is a pastor talking. He said, I can easily keep Onesimus and tell Onesimus, be serving me, because even Philemon's duty was to come and serve me here as his leader. But he said, I will never do anything without your consent. Apostle Paul never took advantage of any man. He said, I will never force anything on you. Anything you do must be voluntary. These are leaders that are emotionally intelligent. When a leader is forcing his way, when a leader said to you, I'm traveling tomorrow, I need your car to travel. He didn't even ask whether, do you yourself need that car or not? Those are not leaders. They don't have quality of effective leadership. They don't understand what emotional intelligence is. And even when you see Jesus in his day when he was going to use somebody's apartment for the communion, the people already knew. When he was going to untie he said, when they ask you any question, tell them this. He didn't say, don't even, but just remove it and start coming. Am I not the Lord of everything? Because Jesus understands emotional intelligence. And so as a leader, don't force people. That you are their boss does not mean you must have your way by force. Get their consent. Let them do it willingly. Because leadership is by influence. And finally, an effective leader is a model. You must be someone other people will love to follow. Someone other people will love to follow. A model. Do people love to pattern their marriage after your marriage? Will they love to have the type of career that you have? Will they want to train their own children the way you have trained yours? Leadership is about modeling. You must be a model to your followers. They must love to follow you. And so if you are an effective leader, people, we want to see your dressing, your mannerism, your conduct, your marriage, your achievement as a model to copy. And how do you know if you are already a model? A model inspires other people to discover and maximize their potential through their lifestyle. Do you have people that want to be like you? People that are failure, that are aspiring to be great because of your story? Until when you begin to see people talk like that, you are not yet a model. A model can mobilize people to happily do what is legitimate, which they will not normally do. And so if you are a leader, you call people for meeting and they will not come. You give them an assignment and they will not do it. It shows you are not a model. When you become a model, people will do legitimate things for you that they will not ordinarily do. In 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 1. 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 1. Apostle Paul said, follow my example as I follow the example of Christ. Can you tell people in this church to follow you and they will not go to hell? Can you recommend your path for your children and they will not miss it in life? Can your children do what you do? Wash what you wash in the secret place in your office, on your laptop, when nobody is there. Can they go to where you go to in the night? Can they drink what you drink outside that you cannot drink at home? Can they carry what you carry about in the night? And they will not miss their destiny in life.